If this thing hits any of the islands at 165 miles per hour, this will be worse than Sinlaku.
Guam, Saipan, and the Mariana Islands are getting ready for a likely super typhoon.
It's expected to intensify rapidly as it continues to travel towards the west, encountering significant wind shear along its travels.
It won't be as long the duration as Sinlaku was, but those peak winds will be stronger than what Sinlaku or even Typhoon Mawar had here on Guam.
It's currently 10 o'clock in the morning on July 3rd. Got some bad news. This is the application called Zoom Earth. You can see it up here in the corner. Zoom Earth is a very good natural disaster application in which you can see live data about some of the typhoons, the hurricanes, the cyclones, fires, and stuff like that all around the world. We'll take a look at it. You'll see all this stuff happening here. You got blue dots, you got purple, orange, and you got a green one. This little blue dot, that is me, here in Guam, located in Guam. But if you look, there's a typhoon coming and it's headed right for the Marianas. The Marianas are the islands that stretch up here like this. And unfortunately, 2 months after having a serious typhoon, we have another one coming named Bavi. Bavi started over here in the Marshall Islands and then made its way into Micronesia, where it's coming towards the Northern Mariana Islands chain. And here I am in Guam 2 months later after a super typhoon, and it looks like we have another super typhoon coming. Bavi is at 80 miles per hour right now. As you can see, as of right now, 10 in the morning on July 3rd, this is a Friday, Bavi has already been announced that it is a typhoon. So as you guys will see here, the storm started kind of near Marshall Islands and Micronesia as a depression, and then it slowly gained strength and power every single day, upgrading. So it went from a depression into just a tropical storm, and then into a severe tropical storm, which was yesterday, and then today it has upgraded into a typhoon. And if we look just one more day ahead, tomorrow on the 4th of July, on Saturday, it's already going to be a strong typhoon, and then it's going to be a violent typhoon, and by the time it reaches us, we are talking about a super typhoon. So a typhoon just like the last one, Sinlaku. I can't believe it's already happening again, 2 months just after the last one. It is a crazy year, and as the weather people have said, this is the El Nino year, and it's going to be a crazy time all over the world for natural disaster, and unfortunately, here I am. Alright guys, so lately in Guam it's been feeling super hot out, and right now it's midday, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, always this hot, you know, any day in Guam really, but lately I don't know, it's just been feeling extra hot. And I looked at the weather today, which is said, you know, normal temperature 85 degrees, that's what the normal is all the time, 85, 87, something like that, but the feels like was about 95, so it definitely feels pretty hot today. I don't know if that's just because that's clouds and stuff like that, but I hope it's not going to feel really hot these next few days when this typhoon is coming. It should cool down a bit, I imagine, you know, just like the last one. I'm hoping that when the typhoon actually passes, then it's not going to be super hot after, especially if there's no power, because based off of the last typhoon, I'm guessing that, you know, majority of Guam is going to lose power no matter where the typhoon hits, whether it hits Guam, whether it hits north of Guam, south of Guam, so be it. Guam just doesn't seem to have the ability to hold the power up, you know. In a lot of places in the world that get hit by storms, they don't either, but here especially, everyone knows power is most likely to go out, so we've got to do some things to keep ourselves cool during that time. Now you might be asking, how am I going to keep myself cool? Well, I'm going to keep myself cool the best way I know, and that's getting a nice refreshment here in Guam at one of the local cafe places. So if you see, I'm in this place in the back area of Dededo here, and I'm going to go to Island Girl and get myself a nice drink. Oh, look at that. There's not even a line. Hi, can I do a 32 ounce raspberry black tea? Now, one of my go-tos always is the black tea with some raspberry from Island Girl here. It's about $5 for this big thing. It's more expensive, of course, than buying like one from the gas station or something like that, but I don't know, I like the quality there. It tastes really good. It's good service always. Sometimes I get it from Infusion. They have a very similar one, the Shangri-La tea, but you know, when you add the raspberry syrup, it's so good. This thing is super refreshing when it's hot out. So sometimes I treat myself to this one in the afternoon. I usually try to stick with the Thai tea in the morning, as you guys probably know. All right, so I got my refreshment here, and now it is time to fill up on some gas. I've almost got a full tank here, but I want to just top it up just to be ready. That way I have gas. I don't have to worry about getting it for at least a week or maybe 2 weeks, however long it's going to be. I don't know when I'm going back to work. Hopefully pretty soon. Hopefully there's not a lot of destruction and all that, and work will resume in 3 days or something like that. So it is Friday. Tomorrow is the 4th of July, as I mentioned, and I got one more day after today to kind of prep for it, and then Sunday is really when everyone should kind of get indoors, hang out, and ride it out until the storm passes. And as you guys can see, the storm is projected to come somewhere in the southern part of the Marianas. It could take a turn. We don't know yet because it's still kind of early. And really, the storm has about 48 hours to make up its mind on which direction it wants to go. So we will see what happens. But I don't know if you guys saw my last Typhoon prep video that was just a little over 2 months ago for Typhoon Senlaku that was coming. And I told you about how Guam preps for it and stuff. Everything is literally the same right now. Some people are still trying to make improvements to their property and stuff where they're living, and just making it more secure for the future storms that can impact Guam. But as you can see, look, this is mobile right here, and the lines aren't very long on this Friday. A lot of people are either already prepared or they're waiting until maybe later on or tomorrow to do the rest of that, because once we get put in that certain core category, then we're not going to be able to go out. Things will probably get a little bit more crazier into the evening and then tomorrow. But look at that, there's Shell gas station. Has a little bit of a longer line because Shell is kind of favorited more here in Guam. So even here at the mobile, look, not even a line, so plenty of gas, plenty of space, and there's plenty of time to get it. I'm sure on the base it's a little bit more crazy because you got people on base going, and then you got people from off base going to get fuel. Alright, so what I'm doing now is I'm just going to pull into Payless, just kind of browse around. Don't really need that many things, but I am looking to get some bread. Can always have some sandwiches, make some PB&Js, some meat and cheese, stuff like that. Yeah, we'll see what the grocery store is looking like right now. 2 days before Typhoon Bavi is gonna hit the Marianas here. So you see right here next to Payless and Jigo is the Wellness Water and Ice. I always go here to get some water in Guam because the water is always, not tasting the best from the tap and contaminated, but come here to get good water. The line is super long, as you can see. Super hot out right now, but better off to go there when the line is short. All right, to the bread. Let's see what they have. Oh, they got this is like a normal supply. What's this here? Friends, whole grain, 9 grain. Looks pretty good. Honestly, they have quite a lot of deals going on in Payless right now. But yeah, look at that, all the beer, almost all of it's on sale right now. Probably for the 4th of July is what I'm thinking. But there are a lot of people that like to drink during these times, especially when storms hit. I don't know about you guys, but every time I go into a grocery store, I always go in thinking like I'm getting one thing, maybe 2 things, enough that I could just carry. End up with like 5 things, wishing I had a basket or a bag, but I didn't. So I had to put the phone in my pocket because I just couldn't film and hold all that stuff at the same time. And then I get to the register and they're always like, "Sir, you have a bag?" Nope. I should have my bag, but I grabbed too much, so I must suffer by trying to carry it all without a bag now. So as you can see, midday, the line is a little bit long, and some people, like this guy, he's like, never mind that, I'll go somewhere else. The problem is here at this one, when I went there yesterday, they said that their water pressure was super low, so they were only able to use about a quarter of their taps that they normally use. And because of that, I waited about 40 minutes just to fill up. But the one thing is, anytime I go and I fill up waters, I always tip the guys because, they're working pretty hard. They fill it up for you, they bring it to your car, no matter where you park. Even if you park all the way at the end over here, they will bring it all the way to your cars. I like that location. It just sucks that their taps are not working that great at this time. All right, let's do this here. So got the gas. Come on, door, stay open. A little heavy. So came back from the store with just a few items. 4 things in total. Got the bread here. This looks like a decent bread. Hopefully it lasts. Got some chicken because, you know, chicken's always good. You can also feed this to the pets sometimes if you want to. I prefer to have chicken because chicken actually holds for a while in the refrigerator, especially if you're keeping the refrigerator on generator. This will hold a while and give you something else to eat. So then I got some apples because when it's hot, sometimes you don't want to eat the hot food, so you want to cool yourself down with a snack, and got an apple. And then also got some celery because celery is like a healthier version of chips. You can put tuna fish, you can put chicken on it, you know, tuna salad, stuff like that, and give you a little crunch, and it's healthy. So also got that. And then like I said, I got a lot of food already, so I'm good on that. So when it comes to Typhoon, if I can only spell Typhoon right, Typhoon survival. There's a few essentials that you really need. Gas. We have water. Oh yeah, food. We have light. So gas, right? We need gas for vehicles. The cars, they're full. We also need gas for cooking. We got that already. We need water for drinking. That's the most important part. We need clean drinking water here in Guam. Have about 6.5 bottles, a half that we're currently using and 6 on backup, plus about 2.5 cases of water. So got a good amount of water to last a good amount of time. And then we need water as backup for bathing or dishes, stuff like that, right? Then we have food for the humans, so that should be good. Oh yeah, and also, right, gas for the generator, which have that covered as well. And then also we need food for the pets. A lot of pets in this household, cats and dogs, so we got a good amount of food to last these animals for a few weeks, so that should be good. And then we need light. Have a bunch of candles, a few flashlights, and then also battery operated ones that are like Ryobi, stuff like that. So we're good on that. And then of course we can use generator for that as well, but probably won't waste generator on that and just use natural light and stuff. So there's a lot of other things we need, but I think these are the 4 core ingredients to surviving the typhoon in your home, especially here in Guam because the houses are made of concrete. All right, when it comes to the typhoon, you can see there is debris and stuff that can fly around like crazy. There's pieces of, you know, jungle and stuff. If you have jungle next to you that can fly around, obviously I can't go chop all that down. It's not my lot, but the things that are very close to your fence, you should take down, or at least try to. So what I'm gonna do is, you know, a lot of these, they're very small saplings, so I don't have to worry about them, but it's like the ones that are hanging over. And you'll see here in the back corner, there's this tree that's just hanging over, and it's more likely gonna fall and then knock over this little tree here. And same with that papaya, but I think I'm gonna leave the papaya because it should make it, but I could be wrong. But let's chop down this. This should be fairly easy. Let's see how many swings it takes to knock this thing down. Clear the spider webs first. Just bring it down here like this. Oh yeah, it's a soft wood. It'll go through pretty easy. And there it is. Now, take this thing and just chuck it back over the fence where it came from. Ugh. All right, in terms of trees and stuff, that's really the only one I have to worry about right now. But after the storm hits and, you know, a few days later, I think there's going to be quite a lot of cleanup with all these trees over here, because the storm, like last time, it just blows this way because of the way typhoons spin coming from the north of the island. If it passes over the north, if it passes over the south, maybe it won't be so bad. But I just realized I'm like swinging a machete over my head. That was probably pretty dangerous, but we'll see how we fare out. That should be okay. I do need to take down the American flag, but because we still got a little over a day, I'm gonna leave that up for tomorrow because it is the 250th birthday of the United States. So keep that up till tomorrow just to celebrate a little bit. Now I have a whole list of things to get done over these next 2 days, but one of the most important things is to go up on the roof and make sure the drains don't have any debris stuck in there from like last storm, or, you know, sometimes debris just flies around when it's lightly windy. Okay, roof is looking good, didn't fall off, but man, I'm not a person that likes to go on ladders that much, that's for sure. Now I'm gonna do some of the shutters for the area of the house that we're not really using. All right, one down. All right, third one. This one should be fairly easy. Cats probably aren't gonna like this one because this is one of their favorite windows. All right, 3 down. All right, next one up here. Left side first, I already learned. There we go. Now the thing about Guam with the shutters is, here in Guam, like I said, tropical climate, it's very humid and stuff. People keep their shutters up all the time because it keeps the house cooler, so that way the light isn't coming in and just making it warmer. Sometimes it's better to keep the shutters closed where the sun is rising over the house, and then in the afternoon when the sun is setting, it's not so hot, so it's not making your house hot. But a lot of people here live with their shutters closed all the time, so their windows are probably pretty nice, and also their shutters are probably stuck shut because they haven't opened them for a long time. But it's good to open them up and close them once in a while. All right, sun is setting here. It's getting cooler. It's 6 o'clock. And majority of the shutters are closed. Only got like a couple more to do, but that can wait until maybe 12 hours before the storm, just to have some natural sunlight in the house, because without that natural sunlight, life doesn't feel as good. But there is some other things to do. I knew earlier I was forgetting something when I was thinking about like what else are you going to use water for, and that's also not just bathing, but to flush your toilet, because obviously if you have no water you can't flush the toilet. Where are you gonna go? You're gonna go dig a hole in the yard and do that way? Nah, not gonna happen. All right, first things first, spray these things down a little bit because they're pretty dirty. It's impossible sometimes to have stuff outside because, you know, geckos and like lizards are everywhere, so they just constantly poop on things. Now what I'm using is just some dishwasher stuff and Simple Green, mostly Simple Green if it comes out. Put a little bit of dishwasher fluid. Now the fun part, scrubbing. Not really, it's not fun at all. All right, now the easy part, just rinsing it. Now the good thing is that they have drains, so it can just drain out by itself. Just rinse it, let it drain. I think I'm about done for today on this Friday. Got 1 day left, Saturday, before the storm is really coming. And did quite a lot. I think most of it is done so far, but one thing I just realized is that my mic is kind of broken. It twisted in my pocket, so I don't even know if it's been working this whole time. Maybe I'm just talking here and you can't hear anything, because also it turned it negative, so the audio is not doing so good, but hopefully it worked. I don't know, but yeah, that's it for the typhoon prep for today. Gonna do a little bit tomorrow, but probably just end the video here. And probably see you guys on the other side after Typhoon Bobby passes through Guam or somewhere near Guam. Hopefully not too close. And hopefully the people up in Saipan and Tinian and Rota, hopefully they fare out better than they did last time with Typhoon Sinlaku. But yeah, that's it, guys. I'll see you on the other side and maybe 48 hours. Well, actually, no Wi-Fi and stuff, probably no power, so who knows, maybe a week. But see you guys soon.